Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bob's Garage. In my last video, I just introduced the workbench I got from my father-in-law. So this video, I want to show you what I was planning to do with it for the first time. So you've probably seen in some of my other videos, I shouldn't say you've probably seen, I hope you've seen in my other videos, I got a couple of different chippers. I got a small one and a large one. Well, I've got a whole bunch of blades. I've got basically 3 sets in total, including the one that's on the chipper. And this is from the smaller shredder chipper. So I don't know if I can save any of these, but I decided, based on the pricing to sharpen blades, I try to do something myself with this drill press. So what I've seen on one website is a company, I think it's Grizzly Industries. They make a cool tool. It's an electric motor with an aluminum oxide grinding wheel and a little guide that you can run your blades, whether it's a chisel or a planer or something, blades across to sharpen. It's around $300 US, and I decided, well, can I do something different and maybe make something more versatile? Because that's a purpose-built machine. That's all it does. So I took some of this, took a look at the options here, and I'm going to see if I can make this drill press into a bit of a machining table. So what I've done is I purchased a few things. I'm gonna see if I can pick this up with one hand without breaking anything. Oh, no, I can't. That's too heavy with one hand. So I've got this angle vise, tilt vise, I should say. It's tilts and swivels. Pick that up. It looks like a really good quality from a company. Let me turn the light on here. I don't know the original manufacturer. Everything comes from China, obviously. This was from a company, the distributor is called Busy Bee. Have a bunch of different machining equipment. And the other thing that I was just waiting for, I'll get this out of the way. The other thing I was just waiting for is I picked up a cross table. So this one's from King Industries. Now I'm not King Industry or King Canada. I'm not a sponsor, not being sponsored, I should say. Looked around. I wanted to put on, that's a very heavy duty drill press. And I've seen this done before. So I want to make this drill press into a bit of a mini lathe. Now, the challenge with that is how stiff they are. These older forged cast iron drill presses are a lot heavier. Still not as great as a mill, I understand that, but for this type of a job and for light duty work, I think it should be fine. So there's a few videos on this. So I was looking at different manufacturers' tables, and I came up with this one. A lot of them are talking about the quality, and obviously you get what you pay for. But I've got this one here. So I'm going to take this out of excuse me. I'm going to take this out of the package because you can't see it very well here, so you can get a bit of an idea of what it looks like. So I just sat it up here. I haven't, like I said, just took it out of the package, but I already like it. Like, there's hand wheels that have to be assembled, but it looks really solid. So little graduations, I have to go around and see what unit of measure they are, but there is hardly any slop in this at all. I'm feeling maybe 1 or 2, not sure what the increment is there, but 1 or 2 of a revolution. And on this table, or this y-axis, there's nothing. It's really good. Maybe 1 increment. So we'll go through this, clean it off, get it bolted down, make a few adjustments, and take a look. But like I said, I'll get a light on here. For what you get, this seems like an excellent value. So maybe one increment. Like I said, I'm going to figure out what that is. I'll get my dial indicator set up and check to see how much slop there is back and forth, but it seems very tight. I went and took a look at a few other ones in some other machine shop supply companies, and they had a lot more slop in this. So this one seems really good. Ideally, I would have liked one with 3 T-slots in the top. You know, this one only has 2. Should be okay. You know, the weights for the vise I'm going to be using is pretty much offset to the back, so I use that to my advantage. Got to make a fair bit of adjustments here, but I'm going to bring you back when I've got things set up a little bit better. Okay, well, it's been a week. I went reviewing some of the footage I had done before the video, and for some reason, I think it's because of the cold weather or cold temperature inside the garage, the video froze, so all I had was audio. Anyhow, there wasn't much that I lost, so I'll show you what I've gotten done now. I started off with my thoughts were to use this white aluminum oxide grinding stone, and I was going to have the blade orientated in a different way. I actually tried it, but there's too much play that you don't get an angle or a good even surface, so drop that. The other thing, by the way, another minor thing, but I had to get another belt. The other one was just too tight. It was the adjustment for the motor was right in, and it was binding up pretty good. So this is a good one. Got the speed set just a little bit faster than the motor, close to, yeah, a little bit faster, maybe about one and a half times motor speed. And then I had to get some hardware as well. So hardware here is kind of temporary, which, you know, if it works, it's permanent. Got it anchored down. Took a fair bit of time to square up. I should turn the light on here. Took a fair bit of time to square up the table relative to the drill press itself, so it wouldn't track and give an even coat or even cut. And like I said, I reversed the angle of this blade, so it's perpendicular to the table as opposed to parallel. And then I got this stone. So this stone is, you know, intended for a purpose like this, meaning that you're sharpening blades, and it's working really well. I had to make my own spacer up for the this little arbor. This arbor is not, I need to change it out. Too light duty. There is a teeny bit of movement, but it took a fair bit of time to go back and forth to get things square. It's not pretty yet. It's pretty much razor sharp over here. Don't know if you can see, but if you pause, you'll get a little divot. So I've been going over this. Now what's happened is it's actually up a little bit, see, or down a little bit. Because of that little bit of movement, I'm getting a little bit more cut in the top, and I think the stone might be wearing, so I'm going to now make a couple more passes down that way. I'm feeding in, you know, just I think about 5/1000 at a time. So I'd say 40, yeah, 40. That's where I left off before. So about 5/1000 of an inch. I believe this is thousandths of an inch. Never actually did. I got a little bit too excited. Never actually did. And double check. I'm going to move this down, and you got to be really slow across the pass, across the face, I should say, to get an even cut. If you stop, you got to be slow too. If you stop, like I said, you'll get a little mark. So it's pretty good. This edge, like I said, is razor sharp. This is where the chip was. This is where the wear was, and I could still use a couple more passes. It's not taking much. I'm surprised that I've only gone like 3 passes with this so far, and it's good. So like I said, everything's tightened down. Took, again, a lot of time to get this. There's no mark on this. I put a little pencil on for now, but there's no mark to let you know where the actual 0 is, but that's fine. We'll figure that out. And a little bit of setup. Took the worst blade I got, so I got nothing to lose, but seems to be going really well. So that's where I am now. I've got one edge done here, squaring it relative to the jaw itself, meaning that the bottom of this vise is how I'm ensuring the surfaces are parallel. This is all crude, but that's better than nothing at all, but I'm pretty happy so far. Now, little details, again, I probably just showed a little bit, but this is Kraftix series, CX series tilting machine vise, 4-inch. Pretty good construction on it. Again, really not a whole lot to go on there. And for the table, 6 by 18, which is actually 4 by 12 of travel. King Industrial, 1/2-inch lot size. And I'm really happy with that. I've seen some of the comments made from again, I'm not sponsored or anything here, but I've seen some of the comments. It is obviously Chinese-made cross table. I haven't done anything in the way of cleaning up any of the machine surfaces for the guides. Haven't even adjusted the slop. It feels tight for this purpose. It's fine. I haven't done any machining. I'm going to be getting a couple of end mills later on. But everything seems good. Once I get it apart a little bit further, got to cover the screw back here, but once I get a bit further, I'll take it apart, clean up the machining of I don't know if you can see in there, the machining of these tracks. This is typically what I see with everybody. Everyone who does reviews of these is that you could use a little bit of for smoothing with a Scotch-Brite just to take some of the machining off of it. But anyways, that's where I am now. It's working really well. I'm going to take another slow pass. I think I'll set you up to watch that, and I'm going to have this stoned down just a little further. Try to take a little bit more because you can see it's the feathers out right around this area. Again, where most of the wear was. But I'm going to try to have the stone down, so I just catch the top again, thinking the stone might be wearing down a little bit. So again, that's where it sits right now. I'll try a couple passes. I'll set the camera up so you can see what's happening, but going well so far. Okay, so take another closer look at this, and you can see, I'm taking, like I said, really light passes off. It's certainly not beautiful, but it's good. And I've almost got this little edge here. It's still not quite sharp enough. That's really sharp there. A little bit dull. One or two more passes. So that's basically it. I think I'm not going to bother showing you all the rest of this going back and forth. I'm only taking a little bit off at a time once I'm done. Oh, by the way, this is a 60 grit aluminum oxide stone. I'm going to likely pick up 120 as well, so a little bit less coarse. I don't think it really matters whether or not you finish this up or not for chipping. You just got to have a good edge. So I'll probably get one just to get it up a bit further. So I'm going to go back and forth. I'm not going to show you all that. I'll just bring you back when I got it done. But so far it's going well. You really got to be careful and not taking too much off at a time, but I'm pretty happy so far. So I've got one done now completely. Like I said, it's I could have taken more off. It's a sharp edge all the way across the face, so I didn't go any further. This is the last one I did it. I only took 2 passes, and it was fine. Probably not more than a 30 seconds shorter now, and there's a minimum dimension from the center line out, not even close there. So that's actually why I wanted to show. I've cleaned up the surface of this so it's good and square. This is the matching pair to this. And the interesting part, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It probably won't. But you can see the original milling marks right across there. It looks like the owner of this chipper before me never sharpened these, just replaced the blades when they got damaged. So this one's not too bad. This one's clearly got some chips, and it's been rolled over a little bit, so more will have to come off here. That's probably why those X's are there. That's the way I got these spare blades. So I'm going to try that up, but yeah, kind of interesting. It's all it doesn't look like, I should get a measurement out, but it does not look like they've ever been sharpened. They just basically got chipped and he bought another set of brand new blades, which is expensive. So I'll do this set and see how it turns up. This one will probably take about the same amount of passes as this one, because this edge was the bad one as well. Like I said, I could take more off, but I'm just going to get down to a usable edge again. So I'll bring you back when I've sharpened this one. Okay, well, I've got them done. Now this is the 2 spare sets that I had. There's still another set on the chipper itself. So a few things I've learned. First of all, not all the blades were cut at the same angle. Very slight, but this one was set at 35 degrees, and this one was 36, so this is a little bit more blunt compared to these. So I didn't quite get it. It's probably not even 35. It was probably 34 and a half. I kind of split the difference. This set was in better shape. They look like they're older, but they're actually in better shape, far less chips. So that took less material off. So I didn't feel like I needed to go back to the whole surface, just the leading edge. So I kind of split the difference. So these ones here are set to 35, and again, these 36. So a little bit sharper, a little bit more blunt. So that's why a little bit off the leading edge, because it would have been sharper. I just basically split the difference in half, but it didn't take much off. In terms of the finish, you can see got a little bit better as I went on. Actually, it was better to go fast across the surface and take a little bit off at a time. If you go slow, you started getting this kind of texture. And especially if you put on too much pressure, if you started advancing into the y-axis this way, you started getting this. So just a couple thousandths at a time, moving fairly quick and going back and forth, so a lot more passes back and forth versus this. I don't think I lost any temper, didn't see any bluing. They're pretty sharp, the edges are straight. Like I said, there's an occasional little faint edge of a chip. Again, these ones are bad, so the edges are sharp, but you can see there's a fair bit of chip in there. Didn't want to take too much off of these. So it worked good. You can see quite a pile of metal shavings here. Got a bit of cleanup to do. Again, I guess the proof will be when I go to start actually using these on the chipper, to find out if it took out the temper of them all. Again, you would see the bluing at the edge. I didn't see that. And again, going light amounts, like only a few thousands at a time, and going across the surface didn't allow it to get really hot. Moving it slow probably would have had the grinder on the surface for a while and got it warmer. So fast, very few passes. And I also noticed one thing as well. There's a little bit of this blade specifically, it was like a bit of an angle, like almost, I really can't explain it, but it was, as you can see, there's a taper. It got sharper. I checked it a bunch of times when I first noticed, and everything seemed square. So it could have just been the way these are sharpened. I suspect that they would have been located on a fixture from the factory, and maybe their tooling was a little bit off, and so it cut it on a bit of an angle. Don't know. Again, it doesn't really matter for this. So proof's in the pudding, though. Getting them shiny doesn't really mean anything. It's going to be how well they perform when I put them against back in the chipper. So there'll be a couple more weeks before I do that. Take the other ones out. I may do a video on changing those out as well. I got to run a little bit of a hone across there. I just deburred them a little bit, but so far I'm really happy. The advantage of doing this over, as I mentioned, the purpose-built tool, that nothing against other company like Grizzly Industries, it makes a sharpener, but the problem about a purpose-built sharpener, which is again a aluminum oxide stone like this, much larger, mounted directly onto a motor, and then a guide that goes back and forth. Problem with that is you can't do anything else with that other than sharpening blades. This is effectively a mini mill, so I can make this do all sorts of other things, which I'm going to be trying. Now, I did notice that this side stayed nice and tight. Still only about 1 inch or 1 millimeter or so of backlash, but in using this one, it got a bit more backlash. It's got about 4 now, so I'm going to pull that apart. I think I'll save that for a separate video. I got to clean this all up anyways, take everything apart, and I'm going to take a look at the surfaces, clean up the guides like I said before. But overall, I'm pretty happy. Like I said, I would have probably wished I got some smoother stones. These don't look like they're going to last very long, but they're not that much money. They were only, I think, $15 or something, maybe even $10. So I'll probably pick up a few. I actually got another one with a 45-degree angle. I just tried a few different things, but it worked really well. Just a typical Amazon type thing. The hardest part was the arbor. I'm going to get another arbor. There's just a tad of play in the chuck here. Not the best thing to do. Actually, it's in the head of the drill press. It was not the greatest, but the chuck isn't the best thing to do. So I'm going to see if I can get an arbor replacement for that, so I can do this a little bit better. This was just to do something quick and easy and learn a little bit. A fair bit of caution in this. You're dealing with sharp metal, dealing with a rotating stone, so safety glasses. Be very mindful, about. I basically went back and forth and then backed my way into the blade, meaning that I was very careful that I didn't jam the blade into the stone. I don't know anything about the quality of stone. I suspect it's not that good. I was really conscious of it breaking apart. Kept behind the angle vise, so it acted a bit of a guard. I'm going to make something up here, but a little bit awkward. But yeah, very, very potentially a lot of danger in doing this. But pretty happy with the results. And like I said, I'll probably do another video later on in the spring when I start chipping up a few boards and let you know how it all worked. And most importantly, how long the blades last. If this has taken the temper away from these blades, well, it kind of defeated the purpose. Well, I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Didn't see any color changes, like I said. Taking the light enough passes, using an aluminum oxide stone, I think it's going to be okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, a little bit different from what I've done in the past. Keep an eye out for a video later on, a few more weeks, when I start putting these blades back in, and a few other little minor repairs on the chipper. It's working fantastic, but a few more changes to that, and see how I can get it to work even better than it already is. Again, thanks for watching. And if you got some comments, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of feedback on this, in terms of how I'm doing this, and other suggestions, probably a lot of criticisms, but I'm looking forward to it. If you got some comments, throw it in the comments section. So again, thanks for watching.